and Alex is going to be talking to you about life still isn't fair, parental favoritism and young adult siblings' mental health.
As Dr. Mason said, my name is Alex Jensen, and tonight I'm talking to you about the exciting topic of siblings and parental favoritism. So to start, I'd like everybody who has at least one sibling to please raise your hand. I'm going to do a quick count here. Okay, if I'm doing my math, that looks about 82%. Actually, 82% is about the national average of those who have one or more siblings. Now, whether you're part of that 82% or not, you can probably relate to the following story. A good friend of mine has two little girls. The older one is 10, and the younger is 7. Now, the 10-year-old is consistently given more difficult chores than her younger sister. You can imagine how she feels about this. She's pretty upset. She often responds to her parents, "But this isn't fair." My friend's typical response is, "Well, honey, I'm sorry, but sometimes life is just not fair." Well, current research suggests that when parents treat their children differently, like my friend with his two daughters, and even sometimes when there's reasons for those differences in treatment, like age, that those differences in treatment or favoritism have implications for the siblings' mental health. The siblings who receive less favorable treatment, like the 10-year-old, tend to report poor mental health. Those who receive more favorable treatment, like the 7-year-old, tend to report better mental health. Now, this finding is consistent when you talk about siblings in childhood up through adolescence, but to date had not been studied among young adult siblings. Because young adults are more emotionally mature than our adolescents and certainly children, and because young adults often don't live with their siblings or even their parents, it's possible that that link between parental favoritism and mental health would not exist into young adulthood. So to test this question, I took a sample of 2 siblings each from 156 families. And by using advanced statistical techniques, I discovered that indeed, in young adulthood, less favored siblings reported poor mental health. Favored siblings reported better mental health. But there was actually a catch. When the amount of favoritism displayed by the parents was small, there's actually no difference in the mental health between the favored and less favored siblings. But when the amount of favoritism displayed by the parents was much larger, that's when the effect emerged. That's when the less favored siblings reported much poorer mental health than did their favored counterparts. Maybe that's something that's consolation to parents. And maybe you can tell yourself that I'm not treating my children all that much differently. But when it comes to parents and siblings and that favoritism in young adulthood, there is some bad news. Maybe that's particularly for my friend's 10-year-old daughter, because it looks like life still isn't fair. Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and start off with our runner-up first, and then our winner, and then we'll announce the People's Choice Award, all right? So our runner-up is Alex Jensen.